Hey everybody, so this is actually an audio test, and you might be saying, well, why are you uploading an audio test? And I completely agree with you, but it's because we can. I am testing a new audio recorder I've got, which is using a thing called 32-bit float, which means in theory it won't peak. In theory, I can have very quiet moments, I can have very loud moments, and at no point will my audio peak. I mean, well, within reason. Oh, it is cold though. I haven't yet solved my issue with microphones, but I am getting a little bit closer now, especially with improving my audio recorders. I had a Zoom H2N that I used for a long time for all sorts of different videos, and in more recent years ended up being my vlogging audio setup. But it's getting a little bit old and was causing some limiting factors at times. Also for the fact that it's a big chunky son of a gun. Oh. And the new one I've got is tiny. But, oh, that thing's expensive. Thanks to my patrons for allowing me to do this. Improve quality as much as I can where I can. Oh, God, it's freezing. You know, it is really mad to think that to the days of when I started motovlogging, you know, like an iPhone 4 strapped to my chest, things like that, GoPros weren't even really a thing. I mean, I think the GoPro 1 was just coming out around that time. To see the technology that people have now, you know, the power, if you have just a GoPro, an audio recorder, and maybe a 360 camera, and you're a video making machine. Okay, well, that's the quiet stuff. Let's try some louder stuff. Well, riding. I'm on the island, it can't be that loud. Oh, that was deeper than I thought. That's what he said. Random side note, but today I was filling up with fuel, and normally I pay at pump, but they didn't have that available, so it was going to the kiosk. And I had a £10 note on me, and I was like, oh, you know, let's try and hit £10 on the nose. Long story short, I did it, but my God, is it hard. Compared to the old days, you're like, 4 or 5p. It is Friday evening, almost. Reno is off the weekend, which is great, so this evening we can have some dinner and chill out. And we'll also film the Q&A this weekend. Oh, I'm cold, but I want to continue. I want to have more options. Stay there, thank you. Pay attention, thank you. Thank you. Don't do it. Thank you. Another thing I'm hoping, or should I say I hope, is that when you record audio separately to your video, you have to get it synced up obviously, but something you might not know is that if the internal clock on the device that's recording is not perfect, over time, if you had, say, the audio from one video and the audio from a separate recorder, over time they will get out of phase. So at the beginning, they'll be in time, but by the end of, say, a 15-minute video, you might be able to hear a slight echo because the time that they both think they've recorded for is different because the clock isn't accurate enough. The clock on this recorder is supposed to be accurate that within, I think it's a 25-minute, 30-minute video, it should be within half a frame. That's great, because that's something I did have issues with before. But I don't know whether it was the GoPro that was causing them or the H2N. Oh yes, I need to try my visor down, don't I? This does actually change the audio. I think it's not as clear, because you get a bit of a more muffled tone because it's inside a helmet. But again, then you don't get wind noise so much. I don't trust people at all. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see. I'm blind! I'm blind! But you would have not been deafened by clipped audio because I'm using 32-bit float. This is a 40, not a 30. But it'd be nice if you could at least do that. Okay, right, well I'm going to end this one here. I'm not going to Tesco's, or maybe I am. It's like Schrodinger's Tesco's. Did he go to Tesco's or did he not? You won't know because you won't have seen. You can't observe because I'm going to end the video before I get there. Thanks for watching. Huge thanks to my Patreon supporters. Obviously it's a little fun one just to test things, and I'll catch you in the next one.